It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related. Hope you all had a fabulous week. We went to our local rock club. We went to the Southern Utah Rock Club meeting last week, and it was pretty good. Here's the thing, all right? I have a little bit of a raffle problem. Anytime there's a raffle for a good cause, I'm extremely tempted to go and buy some raffle tickets. And well, I won. I got this grape agate. It's kind of an interesting piece, not super purple. I've seen some of the stuff where it's very, very, very purple. And this less so, and I've never actually had a piece of this before, so it's kind of fun to have something like this, and I can actually put it with I have a couple of things from the rock clubs that I've been in the past, and it's kind of fun to have something like this. Overall, that rock club, I'm very happy to kind of see where this goes, because they have something going on over there that I think is pretty good. I do like that it's kind of seemed like a little bit more informal compared to what I've been used to in the past. And here's the deal. If you know what Robert's Rules of Order is, I despise it. Now, I didn't directly ask them if they use Robert's Rules of Order at all in their nonprofit, but it doesn't seem like they do, which makes me very, very happy, because I am not a fan of governing a nonprofit or a rock club like like 18th century boat or wherever that stuff originated from. I know we're kind of already getting into the weeds a little bit here, but it was good. It was, it's kind of an interesting way that the club is ran, which is different than most clubs. And that in Enoch, 1 month, Enoch, Utah, they have a meeting. And then the next month, they have it in Hurricane, Utah. And then they have their lapidary shop in Cedar City. So I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of, they spread out the meetings so that people that live in different areas of southern Utah can go to meetings without having to drive super far. I like that. I like that. Met some good people there, and I'm excited to maybe take some field trips with them. If you are in southern Utah, I would suggest you check it out. There will be a link down below to their website, and they seem like a more with it and modern organization, which I really enjoy. Also, we went to the Southern Utah University. I guess it was a Natural History Museum. Anyways, here's some photos. They have a bunch of rocks and fossils on display there, and I thought it was pretty cool. I'm actually I should probably reach out to them and see if I can take some good photos. These are just phone photos, which is not ideal for this type of thing. I'd like to be able to show up with this camera right here that you're looking at this on, and maybe we can open up the cases, take some nice photos, put it up on the map, But overall, for being a relatively small town and a relatively small college, I thought it was pretty good what they had on display there. Well, speaking of kind of this camera thing, so I got something this past week. So this is an old rock that I've had for a while. This is a piece of Norbergite, and right now you are watching this video on a Sony ZV-E10 with a black mist filter. And one thing that I got, which I don't think these are really a thing like they used to be, I got this. Now, this is for taking UV photos of certain rocks. So obviously you can see we have a purple cast to things. There's a purple cast to it, right? So this is an FLD filter, and I think these are originally intended for, and they came out probably in the film days, and they're really for like reducing the green cast of certain fluorescent lights. And that's why these are so cheap now. But when we are doing UV photography of things like this, as you can see right here in this photo, these are just quickie photos as some testing. This under 255 nanometer shortwave UV light, there's a lot of green. There is a lot of green, and when I take that exact same photo, exact same everything with the FLD filter, you can see here that it really reduces some of the purple casting to the photo. I'm not entirely sure I care for it. It is different though. It is definitely different. And for like a cheap filter, we'll see. We'll see. I got some more experimenting to do with it, but for a cheap $9, it seems like something that is worth keeping around for some of the UV photography, if you will. Also, this past week, we've been doing a lot of exploring as well. We'll get into some exploring stuff here. Let's talk about the lodestone, the magnetite lodestone that we went out and picked up. Now, there's a lot of, I don't know how to say this in a super nice way. A lot of people are very confused as to what this is and how this works. Okay, so you have magnets, okay, and just the world of magnets, magnetism, all of it, we can get really complex with this stuff here. But just because something is magnetic does not mean it is a lodestone. You can take a rare earth magnet, and rare earth magnets will stick to a lot of rocks. Even basalt, a lot of basalt is mildly magnetic. Now that doesn't mean it has a magnetic field. Like if you take a paper clip and stick it to some basalt, it just falls off. There's no magnetic field in it. Magnetite does not necessarily have its own magnetic field, although a magnet will stick to it because of so much iron in it. And that's kind of why, like, a magnet will, let's say, stick to a piece of steel, but not to a piece of aluminum. And this has its own magnetic field. And that's why this is cool. It's just more of a novelty piece than anything else. I mean, there's nothing to do with this other than putting it in a display case and being like, that's really kind of like an interesting and odd thing that you don't typically see. That was kind of the whole point of it. And I feel like maybe some people blended the lines between magnetite, magnet, and magnetic field. Also meteorite. So yeah, out of all of the time spent up there, we only found, I think, 5. We found 4 lodestones, and this is probably one of my favorite ones because it's kind of like wants to stand up just at this weird angle where it makes everything kind of a nice visual to what is going on with this. We've been also spending a lot of time just kind of hiking around, exploring around here in southern Utah, and also learning about fossils some, because there is plenty of fossils and other cool things to see around here. And these are kind of, if you have any book recommendations, I am all ears. But so I have this book, which is very helpful. This book, which is pretty helpful. Okay, the Fossils of the World is something we've had for a long time, and well, even just hiking around, Sarah came across that. Now, here comes my ignorance to fossils. My initial impression is that looks like a starfish. That looks like a starfish. All right. I'm not entirely convinced though. After trying to learn some stuff about these. If we look at this here, if we look at the, usually, let's go like this. All right. I'm not finding anything that is a close match in the family here. So these are just kind of more. Anyways, I'm not finding anything, but it does kind of certainly look like it. I don't know enough about fossils though. What do you think? You can kind of see it's like protruding a little bit. Man, fossils are hard. Recently, the IMA released their list of minerals, and we are now up to 6,062 identified minerals, which, you know, that can blend together and make an even bigger number of rocks. Elements make minerals, minerals make rocks. The rocks and minerals are so much easier for me personally to understand than it is to get into the fossils. You know, they just, it's just a lot harder, isn't it? It's a lot harder. There's a lot more living things than 6,000. It really, I thought rockhounding groups were kind of rough at times to try to get into and understand what's happening. You know, that's not a good place to learn. I think fossil groups are worse. I was recently saw a conversation on Facebook where somebody was talking about this. So this is a book that I just got, and this book is quite good for a field guide. It's pretty thick. They do a couple of things in here that I really like. Let me pull up a good example here. All right. This kind of reminds me of the Discovering Washington Historical Mines series. All right, so we'll just take this one here. They have a difficulty scale, seasons, they have GPS, they have all the things that you need. But then I also like that they have a photo, and on the actual photo it says collecting area. I thought that was pretty good. The descriptions are good. But here's the thing. As far as the conversation pertaining to this, somebody said it's their opinion. So anyways, they said it was their opinion that everything is now private and gone and over collected. And, you know, you have somebody making these statements of fact, which are easily disproven. If you just start going through and loading this book, or even any rockhounding book, into GPS and, you know, Gaia, and you're doing private public land overlays, you'll find real quick that the majority of them are public, and were probably always public and will continue to be public. I would just I have a really hard time with the I'm using this as an example because I know rocks, I know minerals, I know finding places, I know that. When it comes to trying to look at like fossil Facebook groups or fossil websites, you have like sorry about that. The amateur stuff, which is not helpful, and then like extreme academic papers where it's like above and beyond my head. So in the meantime, we'll just keep collecting them, and then maybe later on, once I learn more, hopefully Sarah just learns more and she can teach me. I'll have a better idea of what we are looking at exactly. I've been working out in the shop, building the shop out some, and man, I just gotta say, it is very frustrating at times when you're working on a construction project and the previous people have just done such a bad job. Now, I never showed it on the channel because it wasn't a thing that like mattered at all. It's not like related to what we do here. But back in Spokane, I built a shed, and it was like a perfect shed. Perfectly framed, everything's square, plumb, true, you name it. Like, it was overbuilt, and I would use that shed just, you know, like gardening stuff or whatever, but I liked it. I liked that everything was perfect because I built it and it was perfect. And now, yes, I have the big shop that I'm building out into the lapidary shop, but like nothing is squared, plumb, true. Like even like some of the studs in the walls are at like a angle, you know, like they're at like a 88-degree angle. They're a little askew in the wall. It makes it really hard to follow them. you're just like, I'm paying the price for somebody's shoddy work, but I'm making progress with it. So eventually, there will be a new shop. And we will be out of the office here and into the new space. And I'm excited for it. It'll be a blast. Also, I'll probably put up a little bit of an update this coming week on the Lapidary Journal Archive. I've been doing some work with that. We got a big donation in of some additional issues. So, yeah, exciting stuff. By the way, this is a good book. This is a very good book. I would say it's, from what I've seen so far, I'm digging it. This book came out in, oh geez. So it says copyright 2003, 2006. But if you are at all interested in going to Arizona and you're looking for a guidebook, I would recommend this one, and I'll put a link down below to it. It is on the pricey side now. If you want to scoop up a more affordable copy, eBay, Books, that's the way to go. Otherwise, Amazon link down below. And with that said, we will leave this one here, everybody. Thank you so much, and take care, and I will catch you on the next video.